she had the power. I told you.
Alfie, this is a sound defiance.
It's just what we hoped for, eyes in the skies.
Next month, the wait will finally be over for musical fans everywhere. Wicked for Good will premiere in theaters on November 21st, and I know I'll have my favorite seat reserved in advance. The Broadway production is a classic, and it remains one of the most popular musicals to date. However, the film brought the world of Oz to life. Its show-stopping numbers, beautiful set designs, and a star-studded cast knocked it out of the park. And the bar is high as we prepare for the second half of the film. In the recent trailers, we get to see some of the upcoming plot lines, including the arrival of Dorothy Gale. Dorothy's an iconic character, and she may have a bigger role to play in the film version. So today's video will be about Dorothy's presence in Oz and the impact she will have.
Calm down! You have got to let him explain.
Over my dead body.
This is everything you've dreamed of.
Number 1. Returning characters have their lives changed forever. In the first part of Wicked, we spend a lot of time with Elphaba, Glinda, and their close friends. Fiyero, Nessarose, and Boq filled those roles, and the group of 5 became inseparable until Elphaba turned against the wizard. There were montages and written scenes that showed the group spending their free time together and going on adventures after class, spending many of their nights camping. Their fun couldn't last forever, and after leaving Shiz, their lives changed drastically. If we use the Broadway musical as a roadmap for what happens next, then Glinda becomes Glinda the Good Witch. Fiyero joins the Wizard's Guard, Nessa takes over as the governor of Munchkinland, and makes Boq her servant. If you didn't already know, I hate to be the one to break it to you, but they're miserable in these positions. None of them will admit it, but Dorothy's arrival prompts some cataclysmic changes that catapult these friends onto the strangest adventures. The source material indicates that Fiyero will become the Scarecrow and Boq will become the Tin Man. They'll join forces with Dorothy to stop the Wicked Witch and find the Cowardly Lion, the lion cub that Elphaba and Fiyero released during their school days along the way. In this way, returning characters will lose aspects of their humanity and turn against Elphaba as a result.
Why is it you're always causing some sort of commotion?
I don't cause commotions, I am one.
Yeah, well, that's for sure.
Number 2. Nessa's death pushes Elphaba off the edge. So we covered what became of Fiyero and Boq, but I didn't mention Nessarose. That's because we already know how her story ends. Almost everyone has watched an iteration of The Wizard of Oz. One of the reasons Dorothy becomes a beloved figure throughout Oz is that her house crushes the Wicked Witch of the East. Yeah, so Nessarose dies the moment Dorothy arrives in Oz, and she doesn't get the chance to reconcile with her loved ones or become the leader that Munchkinland deserves. In fact, her people find her a cruel and uncaring mayor, which is why they refer to her as a witch in the first place. They don't know she can do magic like Elphaba. That's a secret that she likely keeps to herself, considering the way every other Ozian treats her sister. Before Nessa's death, she and Elphaba had one more confrontation, in which Nessa blamed Elphaba for never trying to help her walk, despite her immense power. It's an emotionally charged scene, so Elphaba returning to her childhood home just to discover her little sister dead might be the last thing that pushes her from anti-hero to full-on villain.
You want to know a secret? If you get to me, he grants your heart's desire.
Number 3. Dorothy becomes another propaganda piece. I don't know about you, but I think the wizard's a tool. I can't stand the guy, and Madame Morrible's just as bad for endorsing him. They use rumors, theatrics, and lies to control every Ozian, and somehow it works. Their most recent play is sweeping Glinda up in the aftermath of Elphaba's escape. Hurt and alone, Glinda's in the perfect position to become another cog in the machine for her idols to manipulate. Morrible promises to give Glinda everything she's ever wanted and more, so long as Glinda becomes living propaganda for the wizard. Since Glinda chose to stay with the wizard and abandoned Elphaba, he promotes her as a hero that the rest of Oz flock to for protection and guidance. It's all an act, of course, but just like with the wizard, Glinda's theatrics and confidence fool everyone around her. I suspect the wizard will try to frame Dorothy in a similar light. Not only do the Munchkins credit her with killing Nessarose, but she's sent on a mission to defeat Elphaba. She's the perfect person to put on a pedestal. And if she dies during her attempts, then Ozians will have more reason to stop Elphaba themselves.
All of this, and you need spies and animals in cages and an enemy.
Number 4. The hunt for Elphaba escalates. On that note, the hunt for Elphaba will escalate throughout For Good. Not only will Glinda and Dorothy rally Ozians to help them find and capture the Wicked Witch, but the wizard will have his personal guards searching every nook and cranny for her. In the trailers, we see her coming face to face with these guards and hiding from them in the trees. More importantly, the one leading the search is Fiyero. If anyone can find where Elphaba hides or lure her into a trap, it will be the person she loves. The closer her enemies get, the more desperate Elphaba will become. She will take greater risks to save as many animals as possible, making her an easy target for anyone in Oz. As Elphaba starts to make mistakes or get sloppy in her rescue plans, more people may volunteer or enlist in the Wizard's Guard to join their literal witch hunt. It's not a matter of if Elphaba will get caught, it's a matter of when.
You think I want to care this much?
I mean...
I know that my life would be much easier if I didn't care, but...
Do you ever let anyone else talk?
Number 5, Fiyero will play both sides. As I mentioned, as a captain in the Guard, Fiyero will lead his squad on an Oz-wide search for his former friend. We all watched as a mutual attraction bloomed between him and Elphaba, although neither acted on their feelings. Outside of that, Elphaba shook up Fiyero's worldview and earned his respect. It's her influence that led him to rescue the lion cub. He also started to distance himself from Glinda because he didn't have genuine feelings for her. Why they chose to stay together, I can't say, but I'm sure it had something to do with him being a prince and needing to maintain his image. From early trailers, we learned that Fiyero and Glinda will get engaged and have a wedding. However, I believe this wedding will end before the final I do's. An inciting incident will prevent Fiyero from committing to an unhappy relationship, and then he will start the search for Elphaba in earnest. He might be the only one in Oz who wants to help her and is in a unique position to do so. Not only can he prevent his guards from capturing Elphaba when her back is up against the wall, but he can also give her insider information. His unique position will change when he becomes the Scarecrow. But as one of Dorothy's allies, he could slow down her journey to meeting the wizard or finding Elphaba.
And yes, I have always been green.
And the defensiveness, is that a recent development?
Number 6. Glinda will pick a side. The last time Glinda and Elphaba stood in the same room, they made decisions that would change their lives. They didn't part ways on bad terms, and they respected that they couldn't follow one another into the next chapter of their lives. Glinda might have stayed behind to align herself with the wizard, but she didn't stop Elphaba from escaping or stealing the Grimoire. Throughout the most recent trailers, we see various moments of Glinda and Elphaba crossing paths. Most often, these meetings happen in the dead of night or in absolute privacy. It doesn't look like Glinda's interested in outing Elphaba or handing her over to the authorities. However, she can only keep their friendship and meetings a secret for so long. Eventually, she will have to pick a side, just like Fiyero.
Elphaba, this is so much bigger than us. Why can you stay calm for once?
Number 7. Dorothy changes Oz forever. The final thing Dorothy would change by going to Oz is Oz itself. Due to her presence in Wicked for Good, some of the events from The Wizard of Oz have to line up in the timeline. According to the story that started it all, Dorothy defeats the Wicked Witch by melting her with a bucket of water. Then, after delivering her broom to the wizard, she discovers he's nothing more than a man hiding behind a few good theatrics and puppetry. When she outwits him as a con artist, he escapes Oz, leaving the magical land without their corrupt leader and the witch they feared. For the Wicked timeline, the same situation will need to occur. However, the way that these events transpire can change, as the two stories have different interpretations of the events. All that matters, though, is that in the aftermath, Oz will need to pick up the pieces that Dorothy, the wizard, and Elphaba left behind.
Yeah, wow, that's the darndest thing. It's almost like I already know you.
While I'm already a fan of the musical, playing Elphaba once myself, and have a general idea of what we'll see next, I'm excited to see For Good's original spin on the story's events. I'm sure everyone will love the second part just as much, and that any big changes to the story will only help make Wicked a musical to remember. What are you most excited to see adapted from the stage to the screen? Do you have a favorite scene from the trailer so far? Feel free to leave your answers, your thoughts, and feelings about the upcoming film in the comment section below.
Pink goes good with green.
Goes well with green.
It so does.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
Frock/coat, this simple throat, boop, into a magnificent ball gown.